Hi, welcome to the Butler Buzz. I'm your host, Katie Stutz, and I'm sitting here with Mary from Parents in Toto Autism Center. Mary, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, Katie, thank you for having us.
We're so excited to learn about Parents in Toto. Can you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Yes, Parents in Toto is a nonprofit that I founded 11 years ago, and it was in response to me being a parent, having a son diagnosed with autism and not knowing where to go or where to find resources. So he was diagnosed when he was 10.
Okay.
And he, was struggling. So I started a support group. And by the time we had 30 parents coming once a month to meet each other and talk about different solutions and
just
ideas.
Support each other.
And just support and know that we weren't alone.
Which is very important.
It was so very important. Yeah. And I just, from there, after 8 years, I thought, what if there was a place like a support group? So that's how Parents in Toto Autism Resource Center was discovered. It's at, on Main Street in Zelienople.
Okay. Well, that's really easy to find.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. And then you have these awesome things for sale also.
Yes.
So we have weighted blankets and we have fidgets.
We have little bike chain fidgets that have been adapted by Henry Dapper at the bike store right there. That's next cool. To us. And so I really enjoy collaborating with other organizations, businesses, anybody who wants to support our families and in turn have our families support their businesses.
Right. And it helps everybody out.
Yes.
And then you guys are having a fundraiser to help out with your organization. So we're having a Create for Toto.
Yes.
So the artwork that families can create.
Yes. The Create for Totos are Saturday, March 2nd, and also the Saturday, April 6th. And what we do is we really encourage the community and our families, anybody who supports the arts, or autism to come in and make some art. And then on Friday, April 26th, we have our Toto on display. It's our 4th year. And it's like a little cocktail party. And it brings together from 5 to 8 p.m. It brings together the families, our neighboring businesses, anybody who just wants to walk in and get to know each other and find out what Toto looks like inside.
Yeah. So you can just make some new friends and look at the beautiful artwork.
Yes, and then the open house ends with an art auction that, and most of our young people have created the art. So it's become such a fun, different kind of way to introduce everybody to our little space.
That's great. And it's so necessary. And parents have another resource that is really good for them.
I'll tell you what, Kate, it was so lonely when my son was diagnosed. And I did not think that all these years later that we could have, this small, intimate space where families have expressed like that they now have hope, because it's very hard for families to share because they don't know how other people will react.
They don't know where to turn at first.
Exactly.
But you give them a safe place to come to.
Yes, and we're very willing to let them know where other resources are. If there's other autism organizations that do other types of events or classes, or if there are dentists, or where to start to get different services from the state.
Right.
So we're extremely excited when we can give parents more information about where to go.
Mary, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate you.
And we'll be right back with our next guest.
Are you moving at the speed of business? File transfers, multiple locations, video chat. Companies these days are using more data than ever, and it's got to be fast. With gigabit internet from Armstrong Business Solutions, you can keep up with the pack no matter what size your company is. We can provide your business a reliable connection to our advanced fiber optic network with speeds from 100 megs up to 10 gigs per second. Get your business in the fast lane. Armstrong Business Solutions. Your business is our business.
Hi, and welcome back. I'm sitting here with Deb Baker from the University of Slippery Rock. Thanks so much for being here, Deb.
It's my pleasure. Good to see you.
Thanks. So you've got some pretty cool things going on up at the Rock. Can you tell us a little bit about the Women's History Month? You're having a show featuring female artists.
I am. I run the Performing Arts Series at Slippery Rock University, and our final event of the season is the show honoring women during Black History Month. And it's called Neil Berg's American Royalty, Queens of Sex, Soul, and Song. An all-female vocal cast and perhaps an all-female band. We're not quite sure of the entire entourage because we're premiering it at Slippery Rock and they're writing it and performing it and creating it right now as we sit here and talk about
All
it.
at the same time.
But we're very
Awesome.
excited that they're doing their first show at Slippery Rock, and they're hoping
Definitely.
that as they get feedback on what people liked best, that they will take the show across the country.
Well, that's exciting.
It is. And the show, it's at the end of the month. It's on March 29th, and it kind of ends the Women's History Month programs. There's events happening all month relating to women history. And this show will feature women that go back to like Bessie Smith and Ella Fitzgerald. And then it'll hit the 60s, 70s. We'll hear music from Barbra Streisand, Linda Ronstadt, Carole King. There'll be country, there'll be pop, there'll be soul, there'll be jazz.
So we're going to hit all the genres.
Mhm. And then it'll go right up to contemporary. Again, we don't know exactly who. There's a little whisper that we might even hear a Lady Gaga song.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah,
Personal
all
favorite.
the music that women have made famous or women wrote.
Cool. And then what else do we have going on with your performing arts?
Well, this is the last event of the year. So the audiences who attended our first 5 hopefully had a really great time and hopefully will come back next year. We are about to announce at this event at American Royalty Queens on March 29th, our tentative season for next year, which will be another group of 5 fabulous artists. And, but in the meantime, before we announce those, there were so many other things happening at the university. So the community is welcome to come to events that are offered by theater, dance, music, and our art department. Right now, there's a wonderful print exhibit from the art department. And starting on April 1st, there'll be an exhibit from our students, which is always wonderful. We have such talented students.
Yeah, definitely.
Starting on Friday night, the theater department's doing Blythe Spirit, which is a Noel Coward classic. And that's going to run until March 7th. And you can look up the theater department in Blythe Spirit if you want the dates and the times.
Okay.
But
So I hear you're having something like Dancing with the Stars up at Slippery Rock University. Can you tell us about that?
right, this is sponsored by the dance department at Slippery Rock.
Okay.
And dance students will work with faculty or staff to teach them a dance.
Oh, that is so fun.
It is. They started this last year. Actually, my husband and I have given the scholarship dollars because the winning
awesome.
dance student wins scholarship dollars to put towards his or her education. So we're very excited to be there and very happy to be, personal sponsors.
That is such a cool idea.
It is. And the participants last year, so they learned so much from the students and are excited to continue learning about dance. So that's just wonderful. And there's a small fee for that because the money does go towards the dance department and towards scholarship, but it's really worth it. That's at 7:00 on March 21st.
Okay.
And that's held in the Smith Student Center.
Okay.
So I'm hoping people come out and see our students, work with our faculty and staff, and see if they can select the winner.
Do you ever do any excursions with the Slippery Rock?
We do. Twice a year, we take students and community on excursions, typically to Pittsburgh. And coming up on April 26th, we're doing a trip to Heinz Hall with the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra and Broadway singers, seeing the wonderful world of Oz. And this is music that includes Wizard of Oz, Wicked, The Wiz. And they can call us, get coach transportation, the tickets, a tour of Heinz Hall, all in one affordable price. We don't raise the price at all. We just charge what it costs us. And we really enjoy having students and community come with us.
That's great.
So thank you for
Yeah.
asking about the cultural arts at Slippery Rock
And
University.
Deb, thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back with our next guest.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Wish dealing with the phone company was this easy.
It would be if you had Armstrong Telephone, and you'd be saving money.
Really?
Plus, all your Armstrong services would be on one easy-to-read bill.
But can I keep my number?
Yep. We'd even take care of the switch, so you don't have to call them.
Sign me up!
All right.
Call today and save. Get Armstrong Telephone for $9.95 a month for 6 months. Armstrong, life made easy.
I'm sitting here with Denna from the Butler County Alliance for Children. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Butler County Alliance for Children and what services you provide?
Sure. We are the Child Advocacy Center for Butler County. So we provide forensic interview services and forensic medical exams to children that are identified in child abuse investigations. And we also assist with coordinating the investigators. So the Children and Youth Agency, law enforcement, the prosecution, any other service providers that the family might be involved with that have information that they can share that would help the investigators. We help coordinate those individuals, and we help explain the investigation process to the parents. And then we're basically like a one contact for everyone that would be involved in the case.
Okay.
And then we continue to share that information amongst all the individuals.
So you kind of bring everybody together.
Yes.
To help out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have the child-friendly location. That's part of the motto of a child advocacy center. It's a child-friendly location where the child comes and then everyone comes to the child.
Okay.
So, and then we do community trainings, community awareness, things like child abuse prevention, technology, and the things that we're seeing technology bring to our county and community as far as child abuse cases, child trafficking.
Okay.
So
all really important stuff we need to keep up with today.
Yes.
And then can you tell us about the pinwheels that you brought in for us today?
Sure. So the pinwheels are a sign of happy children, and April is Child Abuse Awareness Month, and we will be promoting what's called Pinwheels for Prevention, which is a national campaign where people can plant pinwheel gardens at their home or their business to bring awareness to the topic of child abuse prevention.
Okay. Well, that's good. Okay. And can you tell us about some of the events that you're having? We have a cornhole tournament coming up.
Yes. So this will be our 4th annual Strikeout Child Abuse event at Family Bowlway. It's on April 28th from 1 until 4 p.m. And then this year we actually added a cornhole tournament to that event as well that will take place in the parking lot at the same time as the bowling event.
Okay, cool. And let's talk about the bowling event because that's fun too.
Mm-hmm. So there's 28 lanes available for bowling. It's $100 per team for people to register to bowl. We'll also have a 50-50 raffle, a bake sale, and then a basket raffle as well.
So lots to choose from.
Mm-hmm. And then they've added a new game room to Family Bowlway. So for $150 a team, they're able to register to use the new game room if they don't like bowling.
All right. What's in the game room? Do you know?
The new game room has bocce and duck bowling.
Oh, cool.
Or duck pin bowling and football bowling, like pigskin bowling.
Okay. And this all goes to such a good cause.
All the proceeds come back to the center. We are a nonprofit and we are grant-based. We don't charge for any of our services, so we solicit donations and grants.
Okay. So how can we get in touch with you to register for these events?
There is a link on our website that will take you to Eventbrite to register or sponsor either event. So our website is www.butlercountycac.org. We also have a Facebook page which has the information, or you can call the center at 724-431-3689.
Denna, thank you so much for being on our show today.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back with our next guest.
Armstrong Comfort Solutions is now the best choice for all your heating and cooling needs. New installations or service calls, our expert technicians can provide you with the service and support you need to keep your home comfortable, no matter the season. We offer products from industry-leading brands like Carrier and Mitsubishi. And we're here for you with 24/7 local support and emergency service. Call us today at 724-789-9100 and experience the satisfaction you've come to expect from Armstrong.
I'm sitting here with Larry Stock from BC3's Succop Theater. Larry, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me on here today. This is great.
Yeah. So can you tell us about the local artist mini-series that you're hosting at the Succop?
Well, I can tell you about all the things we have at the Succop Theater.
Yeah.
I do a performing arts series every year.
Okay.
That include 4 main events, and then I have the 4 local artist series, and I have 4 Pittsburgh Philharmonic concerts that I do every year. So there's 12 in all, but you can buy the mini series in and of themselves. But I have one of my main shows coming up on the 23rd of March, and they're back for the 3rd time.
Okay.
Beatlemania Magic. If you never saw the Beatles live in person, which I had the chance to do years ago, it was awesome.
That's really cool.
If you hadn't seen them live, come to see this. You'll think you're watching the Beatles live. They are incredible. And I have fun mixing for them because I mix the sound.
Right.
John, Paul, George, Ringo on the console.
Okay.
And that's how I mix it. I feel like I'm mixing for the Beatles. But they're awesome, and that's on March 23rd at 8 o'clock. And there are still tickets available. They're selling quickly, but there's still tickets available. My next other things that I have 3 of my 4 performing local artist events left. One was rescheduled from February 3rd. It's going to be on April 28th. Matt Texter, singer-songwriter from Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Very talented young man, and he's going to be performing on the 28th. I've got the high school, Tornado Big Band, Butler High School's Tornado Big Band, back again. They have performed probably every year at the college since we've been around and doing things here, even before the Succop Theater was open in 2002. So they've been coming to our summer concert series and all that. But they're performing on the week of the Sunday, the 24th. They've had to move their week back a week. The 24th of March on a Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. And there are still tickets available for that. They're wonderful. If you listen to them, you think you're listening to Glenn Miller. It's wonderful.
Oh, definitely. They're talented.
And then the last one is the 5th of May. Vince Tabellario and Friends. Anybody that's eaten restaurants in downtown Butler knows that that's Vince Tabellaro from Natili's Restaurant and Natili North. And he has a wonderful combo he'll bring in, trio or combo, and he's very entertaining, singer, piano player. So I've got him on May 5th, and that's also Sunday afternoon. And then I can't forget the Pittsburgh Philharmonic. I have 2 more concerts with them coming up. New Horizons on Saturday, March 9th at 7:30, and First Listen Saturday, May 11th at 7:30. Those 2 concerts are going to feature new conductors. They're actually searching for a new full-time artistic director and conductor.
Okay.
So they're trying out 2 different conductors for those concerts. But one of them will be a young composer contest winner, and one will be a young performer contest winner. So it's fun to have those. The Pittsburgh Philharmonic's wonderful. I call them Butler's Other Orchestra because they've been coming to my theater since we opened in 2002 for the holiday concert, but then they bring their other 3 concerts up here. And they're wonderful if they come here and listen to.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a great lineup here.
Yeah. And it's easy to get tickets. All you have to do is call
where can we go for the website?
Well, you can get on our website at bc3.edu/succop-theater.
Okay.
And we do have everything there. You can purchase tickets online, or they can call our box office at 724-284-8505.
Okay, that sounds great. You made it real easy, and
I just filled in all the blanks.
Lineup, yeah.
So,
thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, I appreciate you asking me. This is awesome. I'm glad to see this show on the air. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
So,
thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Katie. Appreciate it.
And we'll be right back with our next guest.
Hunger exists in every county in America. More than 1 in 5 children are at risk. Armstrong continues to create awareness in our communities through Breaking Bread, our initiative to provide resources to food pantries and soup kitchens. Here's how to help. Stop by your local Armstrong office and donate non-perishable food items. Attend special Breaking Bread events held in your area, or volunteer at your local food bank. For more information, visit us on Facebook at Armstrong One Wire and click the Breaking Bread tab.
I'm sitting here with Greg from the Mars Borough, and we are here talking about the Mars New Year. Greg, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Sure, pleasure to be here, Katie.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Mars New Year? How did it come about?
In 2014, when I was contemplating becoming a mayor, I started doing some research, and we had a historical society that was doing the traditional Earth New Year.
Okay.
And they got tired doing it because they had done it for 12, 13 years since 2000. And it's getting sort of smaller crowds, and the winter weather didn't help any. So I just wrote a thank you note to the Historical Society. I said, thanks for your service to the community, and maybe there's something when I become mayor that we can do in the future. So when I went to meet with them in 2014, they said, what's new we're going to do? And I said, well, did you ever wonder when New Year's might be on the planet Mars? Everybody goes, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I don't know. I'm throwing out the idea. And they said, well, find out when the New Year is. So I called the Jet Propulsion Lab in California, who does all the research for NASA. And Guy Webster was the person I was talking to in the public relations office. He said, it'll take me a few days to get back to you when the next Mars New Year is going to be celebrated on the planet Mars. So he got back to me and said, it's going to be in June 2015, which was the fall of 2014 at that time.
Okay.
So we had a time to plan and do the first event.
That's good. So it's we have our 1 year, but Mars New Year is every 22 months.
Yeah, almost 2 years.
So this is why we're celebrating a new year in March instead of January.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
And you're celebrating March 21st, Mars New Year at the 12 Oaks Mansion?
Yes, this will be our blast-off dinner, which, again, back in 2015, we had all 3 days together. So we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Thursday with a blast-off dinner. So this time, because of being spread out over several months, we're doing the blast-off dinner on what would be Mars New Year's Eve on the planet Mars. And Dr. Jim Green, who's from NASA, their chief scientist, is going to be our keynote speaker.
All right, so tell us a little bit about the breakfast. Are we going to be meeting people from NASA?
Yeah, actually, Jim Green, who presented Thursday night, will be coming back. And this time meeting with students from junior and senior high grade levels in our school district around Butler County and Northern Allegheny County to talk to them about STEM education and the importance of that education in terms of space travel and living possibly at some point on the planet Mars.
So, Greg, can you tell us about the Mars Exploration Days? It's a weekend?
Yes, we're doing this at the end of the school year. So actually the Mars blast-off dinner in March and the breakfast will launch us towards the end of the school year. From that point till the end of the school year, we're encouraging kids in middle school age and elementary to do science projects that will be based on traveling to Mars and living on Mars. And they'll bring them to the outdoor event along with the NASA exhibits. We have drones, robotics, rockets, and we have Cub Scouts and FIRST robotic teams and a number of different groups along with CMU, the Carnegie Science Center, all coming to display things to encourage people to think about what we call STEAM education, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
Okay. So it just kind of encompasses everything then?
Correct.
Okay.
And we're excited because we've expanded the size of from the initial 2015 event now to being almost the entire downtown of Mars taken up by the whole theme of the planet Mars.
Yeah, it sounds like it. The
Right.
pictures from last year really show off like different booths from everybody having their displays.
Right. So that it'll be great fun, food. And on Friday night, we'll have entertainment. We have the Earth, Wind and Fire tribute band that will be playing on stage on Friday night.
That's
so we'll
fun.
have fireworks and that to launch the weekend.
Oh, cool.
And then into the education on Saturday and Sunday.
And then so the Mars Brew Fest, you're doing it a little differently this year? Can you
Yeah,
tell us
actually,
about
the first 2 years, Katie, we had the Brewfest as part of the 3-day event. Now, since the 3 days are not together like they were previously because of spreading it out, and also because of the size of the event itself
Right.
has grown, we've now moved the Brewfest separately back into June 22nd, which will be, again, all in downtown Mars.
Mayor Hartung, thank you so much for being on our show with us today.
Sure, thank you, Katie. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Butler Buzz.